Today we're diving into how you can read anyone using 8 key signs inspired by Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, with its focus on emotional control and self-awareness, offers profound insights into understanding human behavior. By mastering these signs, you'll not only gain a deeper understanding of others but also sharpen your own perception. Whether it's in personal relationships, work, or everyday interactions, these timeless principles will help you navigate social dynamics with ease. Let's get started. 1. Body language. You know, Stoicism has been around for centuries, teaching us how to stay calm, composed, and resilient no matter what life throws at us. And guess what? Your body language can play a big role in that too. So, let's get into it. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. In body language, this translates into staying grounded and composed, no matter the situation. How you carry yourself says a lot, not just to others but to your own mind as well. For instance, posture is a big one. If you're slouched, head down, or fidgety, you're sending signals of insecurity or stress, not exactly Stoic vibes. But standing tall, shoulders back, and making steady eye contact shows inner strength and calm. It's not just about looking confident. It actually helps you feel more in control. One of the core Stoic ideas is that our emotions are often reactions to things outside our control. Now, we might not be able to control everything that happens, but we can control our response. Our body language is part of that response. Say you're in a stressful meeting or someone is getting aggressive. The Stoic approach would be to stay calm. Keep your facial expressions neutral. No furrowed brows, no nervous tics. Your body language should signal that you're not letting external events shake you. Now, Stoicism also talks about the importance of controlling desires and impulses. In terms of body language, that might mean keeping your hands still when you're tempted to fidget. Stoics would say, keep your mind steady and let that steadiness show in how you move. Using open and relaxed hand gestures also communicates that you're comfortable and in control. Think of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He was a Stoic, and he probably didn't cross his arms defensively or tap his foot nervously during Senate meetings, right? Body language is a powerful tool for aligning our outer world with our inner world. By practicing Stoic principles, we can project calm, confidence, and control, qualities that not only make us feel better but also help us deal with whatever life throws at us. So next time you're in a stressful situation, remember, your body language is within your control. Keep it steady, keep it calm, and stay stoic. And let me know in the comments, how do you use body language to stay calm? 2. Eye contact. In the fast-paced world we live in today, communication is often dominated by words, technology, and digital connections. But sometimes the most powerful message can be conveyed without speaking at all. Today, we're diving into a fundamental but often overlooked element of Stoic philosophy, the power of eye contact. Before we delve deeper into eye contact, let's quickly remind ourselves what Stoicism is. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium, teaches the development of self-control, rationality, and virtue. It's about mastering your emotions, focusing on what you can control, and remaining steadfast in the face of life's challenges. For the Stoics, composure and clarity are everything. And one way this is communicated non-verbally is through eye contact. Eye contact is more than just a social skill. It's a reflection of your inner state. Stoics believe that your eyes communicate more than words ever could. They reveal your character, your self-control, and your ability to remain calm under pressure. When you lock eyes with someone in a composed and thoughtful manner, you're demonstrating mastery over your emotions, much like a Stoic. You're telling the world that you are present, centered, and in control of yourself. In today's world, eye contact is often associated with confidence, authority, or attraction. But for the Stoics, it goes deeper than that. To them, eye contact wasn't about dominance or trying to sway others. It was about sincerity, integrity, and engaging with the world as it is. While modern psychology might tell you to use eye contact to influence or persuade, the Stoics used it as a tool to demonstrate self-discipline. It's not about controlling others, but controlling yourself. Stoicism teaches us that life will inevitably throw challenges our way, conflicts, disagreements, and intense emotions. It's during these moments that your eye contact becomes a Stoic superpower. In moments of tension, keeping steady eye contact can help you stay grounded, rather than avoiding confrontation or letting your emotions dictate your actions. A Stoic maintains focus, absorbs the situation, and responds rationally. Your eye contact shows the other person that you are not controlled by emotion. You're in control of yourself. So how can you apply this in your own life? Here are some quick Stoic-inspired tips for mastering eye contact. First, stay present. The Stoics believed in focusing on the moment. When you engage with someone, let your eye contact reflect your full attention. Second, stay calm. Whether in conflict or conversation, resist the urge to look away. Let your gaze reflect your inner peace. And lastly, stay genuine. Stoic eye contact isn't about manipulation or intimidation. It's about sincerity. Let your gaze be an honest reflection of who you are. In a world where emotions often run high and distractions are everywhere, mastering your eye contact, like a Stoic, can become one of your greatest strengths. It's not just about the outward impression. It's about cultivating inner discipline, focus, and tranquility. Next time you're in a conversation, remember to channel your inner Stoic. Stay present, stay composed, and let your eye contact speak volumes without saying a word. 3. Facial expressions. Whether we realize it or not, our faces are constantly communicating. But what exactly are we saying without using words? Stick around because we're going to explore the science, the psychology, and even some tips on how to read and control your facial expressions. Facial expressions are universal. No matter where you're from, a smile, a frown, or even a raised eyebrow means something to everyone. In fact, according to psychologists like Dr. Paul Ekman, there are 7 universal facial expressions that people across the globe can recognize. Facial expressions play a huge role in how we communicate. Studies show that up to 55% of communication is nonverbal, and facial expressions are a big part of that. Think about it. If you're telling a joke with a straight face, it just doesn't land the same way. Let's take a quick look at how different emotions impact our facial muscles. When we're happy, we engage muscles like the zygomatic major that lifts the corners of our mouth. But when we're sad or disappointed, our face becomes slack and the corners of our mouth droop. Have you ever wondered how you can tell if someone's smile is genuine or fake? It's all in the eyes. A real smile, also known as the Duchenne smile, involves not just the mouth but also the eyes. If the eyes don't crinkle up, it's probably a forced smile. Now, being aware of facial expressions doesn't just help you read others better. It can also help you control your own expressions, especially in tricky situations like a job interview or a difficult conversation. While many facial expressions are universal, culture still plays a role in how we interpret them. For example, in some cultures, maintaining eye contact is a sign of confidence, while in others it can be seen as rude or confrontational. So it's important to remember that while facial expressions are powerful, context is key. What may seem like anger in one culture could be a sign of deep focus in another. Alright, so now that we know how important facial expressions are, how can we improve them? Here are a few tips. Practice mindfulness. Be aware of how your face reacts in different situations. Use a mirror. Practice key expressions like smiling, surprise, or empathy. Relax your face. Especially in tense situations, try to release tension in your jaw and forehead. Watch and learn. Observe other people and how their facial expressions align with what they're saying. Improving your facial expressions doesn't mean being fake or overly animated. It's about making sure your face reflects what you're truly feeling, or even what you want to communicate in the moment. 4th, tone of voice. So, first things first. What exactly is tone of voice? It's not just what you say, but how you say it. Tone of voice refers to the emotional coloring of your words, the attitude and emotion behind your communication. You might not realize it, but your tone of voice is present in every interaction you have, whether you're texting, speaking, or even writing an email. It's key to ensuring that your message is understood the way you intended. Now, why does it matter so much? Well, think of a time when someone's words felt off. Maybe their message seemed sarcastic, rude, or overly formal when they didn't mean to be. That's tone of voice. It shapes how others interpret your message. The same sentence can feel completely different depending on the tone behind it. Let me show you an example. Here's the phrase, "nice job." It can be encouraging, sarcastic, or even indifferent, all depending on the tone used. See what I mean? The tone completely changes the meaning. Now, let's talk about the different types of tone. There are tons of them, but I'll break down a few key ones that are super common and useful in different situations. Friendly. This is approachable, warm, and engaging. You'd use this with friends or when you're trying to build rapport. Formal. More professional, reserved, and respectful. Perfect for business meetings or serious conversations. Assertive. This is strong, clear, and direct. You want to get a point across confidently but without being aggressive. Sarcastic. It's playful, but it can also be harsh. If you're not careful, sarcasm can be easily misinterpreted. So how can you control your tone of voice? It starts with being aware of your intention and the context of your communication. Ask yourself, what am I trying to achieve with this message? How do I want the other person to feel? A great tip is to pause before responding, especially if you're emotional. This gives you time to think and adjust your tone so it aligns with what you really want to say. Another way to improve your tone is through practice. Record yourself speaking and listen back. Are you coming across the way you intend? If not, tweak it. Remember, mastering your tone of voice can improve not just your personal conversations but also your professional relationships. It helps build trust, clarity, and connection. So next time you communicate, think about your tone just as much as your words. 5. Gestures. Have you ever wondered about the subtle language our bodies speak? The gestures we make, often unconsciously, can reveal more about us than words ever could. Today, let's explore the connection between gestures and an ancient philosophy that teaches resilience, wisdom, and inner peace. Stoicism. Stoicism, a philosophy founded over 2,000 years ago by Zeno of Citium, encourages us to live in harmony with nature, control our emotions, and focus on what we can control. But did you know that the Stoics also paid attention to gestures and body language as part of their practice? In Stoicism, gestures aren't just random movements. They're expressions of our inner state. The Stoics believed that by controlling our physical actions, we can also regulate our mental and emotional state. Our actions influence our thoughts. Control your movements. Control your mind. For example, Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, often taught that maintaining a calm posture, even in stressful situations, can help keep our emotions in check. When we face challenges with a composed stance, we send a signal to our minds to remain calm and resilient. Let's look at a few simple gestures that reflect Stoic principles and how we can incorporate them into our daily lives. Calm breathing. A steady, deliberate breath reminds us to be present and mindful. In Stoicism, this helps anchor us in the moment, bringing awareness to the present instead of worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. The open palm. Keeping an open palm, rather than clenched fists, signals acceptance. Stoics teach us to accept the things we can't control, and this simple gesture helps reflect that internal attitude of openness and tranquility. Upright posture. Standing upright isn't just about physical health, it's about inner strength. When you hold yourself upright, you're reminding yourself to meet life's challenges head-on, with dignity and poise, as a Stoic would. On the flip side, the Stoics also warned against negative gestures, those that can betray a lack of control. A clenched fist can signify anger, and fidgeting shows anxiety. In Stoicism, these are signs that our mind is not in harmony with our actions. By practicing Stoic gestures, we can cultivate inner peace, resilience, and control. It's a simple but powerful way to align our body and mind with the teachings of Stoicism. Next time you're faced with a stressful situation, pay attention to your body. Are you calm? Are your gestures deliberate? In Stoicism, true strength is quiet and steady, reflected not only in our thoughts, but in the way we move and present ourselves to the world. 6. Personal space. Define what we mean by personal space. Personal space is the physical and emotional distance we maintain from others. It's our comfort zone, and it varies from person to person. In a crowded subway, for example, you might feel your personal space is invaded. But what about in your home, where you feel safe? Here, personal space is not just physical, but emotional too. It's about how we protect our inner selves. Now, let's shift gears to Stoicism. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches the development of self-control and fortitude as a means to overcome destructive emotions. The Stoics believed that virtue, or living in accordance with reason, is the highest good. Famous Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus emphasize the importance of inner peace, wisdom, and understanding our place in the world. But how does this connect to our personal space? Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. This is key in understanding personal space. Imagine you're at a family gathering. Your cousin starts asking you personal questions that invade your emotional space. In this moment, you can choose how to respond. A Stoic approach might be to calmly assert your boundaries while understanding that your cousin's curiosity is not a reflection of your worth. Boundaries are crucial for maintaining our personal space. They protect our emotional well-being and allow us to cultivate a life aligned with our values. Stoics believed that understanding and setting boundaries is a form of self-respect and respect for others. Consider this. Every time you assert your boundary, you're not just protecting yourself, you're teaching others how to treat you. This is an act of courage and clarity. Creating personal space is essential for inner peace. Stoicism encourages us to withdraw into ourselves, especially in chaotic times. This can be as simple as taking a few moments to breathe deeply or reflect on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of focusing on our inner thoughts rather than the external chaos. When we carve out personal space, be it physical or mental, we create a sanctuary that fosters clarity and resilience. Let's look at some real-life applications of these Stoic principles regarding personal space. Practice mindfulness. Regularly check in with yourself. How do you feel when someone gets too close or when you're overwhelmed? Mindfulness helps you become aware of your boundaries and when they are being crossed. Communicate openly. If you feel your space is being invaded, express your feelings calmly. This aligns with Stoic virtues, responding rationally rather than reacting emotionally. Create a retreat. Designate a space in your home or routine where you can recharge. This could be a reading nook, a corner for meditation, or even a regular walk in nature. By taking these steps, you not only respect your own personal space, but also embody the Stoic ideal of living deliberately and with intention. Of course, maintaining personal space isn't always easy. We live in a world filled with distractions. Social media, work demands, and social obligations can all infringe on our personal space. Stoicism teaches us to view these challenges as opportunities for growth. When someone invades your space, it's a chance to practice your Stoic virtues: patience, understanding, and assertiveness. In our digital age, technology also impacts our personal space. We're constantly connected, but this can blur the lines of personal space. Stoics would advise us to be selective in our digital interactions. Set boundaries around your time and attention. For instance, designate phone-free zones in your home or specific times of day for unplugging. This helps reclaim your personal space, allowing you to engage with the world on your own terms. Here are a few Stoic exercises you can practice to enhance your personal space. Journaling. Spend time each day reflecting on your experiences. What situations made you feel uncomfortable? How did you respond? Journaling helps clarify your boundaries and how to maintain them. Negative visualization. Imagine losing your personal space. This helps you appreciate it more. By contemplating what it feels like when your boundaries are crossed, you become more proactive in maintaining them. Meditation. Regular meditation helps cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. By grounding yourself, you can better respond to situations that may challenge your personal space. As we wrap up today's exploration of personal space through Stoicism, remember that your personal space is not just a physical boundary. It's a sanctuary for your mind and soul. By understanding and maintaining our personal space, we foster a greater sense of peace and resilience. Embrace your boundaries, communicate them clearly, and remember that it's a journey, one that leads to a more intentional life. 7. Consistency. Between words and actions. The consistency between our words and actions. In a world filled with distractions and contradictions, maintaining integrity and alignment in our lives can feel like an uphill battle. But what does it mean to truly embody this principle, and how can it lead to a more fulfilling life? Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, teaches us that the essence of virtue lies in the alignment of our beliefs with our behaviors. It emphasizes the importance of self-control, rationality, and ethical living. Join us as we explore how Stoic philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius approached this fundamental idea and discover practical ways to implement it in your daily life. Let's get started. To grasp the significance of consistency between words and actions, we first need to understand Stoicism itself. Founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BC, Stoicism teaches that virtue is the highest good and should be the guiding principle in our lives. The Stoics believe that we can control our reactions, perceptions, and decisions, but not external events. Key concepts of Stoicism. Virtue. Stoics argue that living a virtuous life is the only path to true happiness. Virtue includes wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Dichotomy of control. This concept emphasizes what is within our control, our thoughts and actions, and what is not, external events and the actions of others. Emotional resilience. Stoics teach that we can cultivate emotional strength through rational thought, helping us face life's challenges without losing our integrity. These principles lay the groundwork for understanding how our words and actions must align. When we articulate our beliefs or intentions, our actions should reflect those same principles. This congruence reinforces our character and builds trust, both within ourselves and in our relationships with others. Why is it so crucial for our words and actions to align? The answer lies in the consequences of inconsistency. When our words do not match our actions, we experience a dissonance that can lead to loss of credibility. People are less likely to trust us if we consistently fail to follow through on our commitments. Internal conflict. When we say one thing but do another, it creates cognitive dissonance, a psychological conflict resulting from holding contradictory beliefs or values. Emotional turmoil. Living out of alignment can lead to feelings of guilt, anxiety, and self-doubt. Conversely, when our words and actions align, we cultivate trust and respect. Others recognize us as dependable and principled individuals. Self-respect. Acting in accordance with our stated beliefs enhances our self-esteem and confidence. Clarity and focus. A life of integrity leads to greater clarity in our goals and purpose, simplifying decision-making and reducing internal conflict. The Stoics emphasize that true wisdom is not merely in knowing what is right, but also in acting upon that knowledge. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflects on the importance of living in harmony with our values and principles. Let's take a look at some poignant examples from Stoic philosophy that illustrate the principle of consistency between words and actions. Seneca. In his letters, Seneca frequently advises that we should live according to our principles. He said, "A good character, when established, makes us true to our words and consistent in our actions." He believed that to preach virtue without practicing it is hypocritical. Epictetus. He taught that we must be mindful of our commitments and uphold them. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This emphasizes that our actions, should align with our words about how we want to live. Marcus Aurelius. As an emperor and philosopher, Marcus wrote extensively about integrity in his personal reflections. He urged himself to act with virtue and reminded himself to be consistent in both thought and action, stating, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." These examples remind us that Stoic philosophers practiced what they preached. Their teachings encourage us to reflect on our commitments and ensure that our actions reflect our words. Now that we understand the Stoic foundation of consistency between words and actions, let's explore some practical applications to incorporate this principle into our daily lives. Set clear intentions. Before speaking or making commitments, take a moment to reflect on your intentions. Ensure that what you say aligns with your values. Practice self-reflection. Regularly evaluate your actions and decisions. Are they in line with your stated beliefs? Journaling can be a helpful tool for this. Embrace accountability. Surround yourself with people who hold you accountable. Share your goals and intentions with trusted friends or mentors. Learn to say no. It's okay to decline commitments that do not align with your values or that you cannot follow through on. Saying no is sometimes necessary to maintain integrity. Reflect on consequences. Before making promises or commitments, consider the potential consequences of your actions. Will you be able to uphold what you're saying? Cultivate emotional awareness. Recognize when emotions may lead you to act inconsistently. Practice mindfulness to help manage these impulses. By implementing these strategies, you can foster a life where your words and actions are in harmony, embodying the Stoic ideal of integrity and virtue. As we conclude our exploration of consistency between words and actions through the lens of Stoicism, remember that the journey toward alignment is ongoing. The Stoics remind us that while we may falter, it is our commitment to self-improvement and virtue that defines us. Incorporating these principles into your life can lead to deeper relationships, greater self-respect, and an overall sense of peace. Take the time to reflect on your own values and strive to align your words with your actions. 8. Pacing or fidgeting. Pacing and fidgeting are behaviors we often associate with anxiety or restlessness. But what if these actions can also be seen as opportunities for self-reflection and growth? Let's explore how Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches resilience, self-control, and inner peace, can help us understand these impulses. First, let's break down what pacing and fidgeting really are. Pacing is often seen as a physical manifestation of our mental state, when we're anxious, excited, or deep in thought. Similarly, fidgeting can be a way for our bodies to release excess energy or cope with stress. Now, how does Stoicism fit into this? Stoics believed in the mind-body connection, emphasizing that our physical state can influence our mental state and vice versa. When we feel restless, it's an invitation to pause and reflect. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Epictetus. Epictetus reminds us that our reactions to external events can be controlled. Instead of viewing pacing or fidgeting as negative, we can embrace them as cues to check in with ourselves. Here are some Stoic-inspired techniques to make the most of these behaviors. Mindful breathing. When you feel the urge to pace, take a moment to focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. This can ground you and reduce anxiety. Journaling. Use your pacing time as a moment for reflection. Carry a small journal and jot down your thoughts or feelings as you move. Set intentions. Before you start pacing, set a clear intention. Ask yourself what you want to achieve during this time, whether it's clarity, relaxation, or problem solving. Let's see these techniques in action. Imagine you're pacing before a big presentation. Instead of letting nerves overwhelm you, use that energy to focus on your breath, jot down last-minute thoughts, or simply remind yourself that you can control your response to the situation. Remember, pacing and fidgeting aren't just signs of restlessness. They can be tools for self-awareness and growth. By incorporating Stoic principles, we can transform these behaviors into opportunities for reflection and calm. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you deal with pacing or fidgeting in your daily life? Until next time, stay mindful and embrace the journey.